It is ATL Day Ones, and here with Andy Bunker filling in. Tanisha will be back tomorrow. For all you people that's crying right now, listen to this episode. I get it. I miss her too.
I get it.
You know, my man Bunktown, aka Bunker Mentality, aka what did we say earlier? Come on, man, you gotta help me out here, man.
AKA
like Bunker and Friends,
Bunky Pants,
Bunky Pants,
AKA Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard. Oh God! Oh, this show has gone completely off the rails. So hey, let me get this thing back on track. All right, Bump. Now we just got through talking about Kyle Pitts, Desmond Ridder, what expectations and all that stuff coming off of injury. But I think that a lot of times we mentioned yesterday how our main man Aaron Freeman for Locked On Falcons. Make sure you guys check that out. By the way, was talking about hey, the Falcons need to go get Corey Davis, but to be honest with you, if you're looking at this wide receiver group and you start going through, the Scotty Millers of the world and all that stuff, there's a name that people really don't mention that much. And I feel like this dude can be a nice, solid contributor to this team, and that's Mack Hollins. Like, even when he was asked by the media the other day, he was talking to us, and he was saying how, he doesn't really care about the whole numbers things. Like he said, I can go over 10,000 yards. If we don't get a W, it don't mean anything. So I think that Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot were very strategic in the type of guys that they were bringing in. They're bringing in guys that can contribute, but they're also bringing in guys who don't really give a damn what their numbers look like, and they're just trying to win football games.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think he also fits the mold of size. They seem pretty clearly to like, and even last year with guys
NBA Power Four rejects. That's why I would like to refer to him as. Yeah,
they like the four position.
Yes.
Mack Hollins a big dude, man. Like,
he's not small.
We talked about this a little bit yesterday, just in terms of like what jumped out on the in the preseason game, and I did mention that just like I don't know, there's something about him, like the way he plays. He's got kind of a mean streak about him. You love a big wide receiver that likes to block. Because as much as maybe they won't lean on the run game as much this year as they did last year, they're still going to run the ball a lot. Yes. And they want to be tough. Like everybody wants to be physical and tough on that side of the ball. So having a guy that can do that, and Mack Hollins is right. Like I'm glad he feels that way about numbers because he's not going to probably have huge numbers. Like
no, he's not. Yeah,
I don't even know. Again, like it's hard to project stats, but he might have 40 to 50 catches this year, like that. Somewhere around.
If he gets that, he'll be well worth his contract.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
If he gets that, if he gets to that number.
Yeah. Kyle Pitts is going to have a lot of catches. Drake London's going to have a lot of catches. Jonnu Smith is going to get the ball thrown to him. Scotty Miller is going to get the ball thrown to him. Bijan is going to get the ball thrown to him a lot.
Yes.
So,
yes.
But Mack Hollins, to me, the interesting thing is going to be, I start talking about all this positionless football and stuff. And if you can, split Bijan out wide, so all of a sudden he's got to be accounted for. And maybe Pitts is out wide too, so they've got to think about him. Obviously, London. Mack Hollins is going to have the third best corner on him a lot.
Yeah.
That's a nice proposition. So you get matchups with him where he's going to be able to out-physical the other guy. And again, like how often does that happen in a game? I don't know. Like you're probably not like matchup hunting,
Yeah, yeah.
You might find that a couple times a game. And I don't know how many, maybe 2-3 catches a game, something like that. But I think that's going to be there sometimes. It's just a matter of Ridder being able to hit it. But I'm with you. Like no one's going to draft Mack Hollins on their fantasy team. And you shouldn't. That would be a terrible pick. He's not going to get not going to let that.
Right.
But I think he's going to be impactful in the targets that he gets, though.
Yeah, I'm with you on that because here's the thing. Like I was actually joking with Arthur Smith when he was talking about, just having so many weapons and guys just, trying to find different matchups on a weekly basis on Sundays. And I was like, I know that I was thinking to myself before I even asked the question, I was just like, man, I know this dude's going to have a lot of fun trying to figure out how to get guys in one-on-one matchups. And I even joked with him as a follow-up question. I was like, Coach, you're going to be running some of that 14 personnel out there. He was like, I don't know. We'll see. I like to push the envelope. I was like, oh, you cocky mother blanco. Oh my God, I can't wait. Because it's just like, I get excited about that type of stuff because, I'm a defensive guy. So I've always been fascinated with offensive coordinators, like guys who like the stick to the old school script, so to speak. And Arthur Smith was talking about it on an interview with on the Pat McAfee show, talking about how he feel like he was kind of built in like the 70s and 80s. And then when you think about that era of football, it was run the ball till you can't run it anymore. Like play action was a call pass, was a call pass, and those were the passes you were used to seeing more so than guys spread out 5 wide and all that stuff. So when I think about him going through that or being in that space, it just brings me to a space where like I think people are going to be very entertained this year. Because I know the people are like, oh, you're going to run football. But when you think about the weapons that he has this year versus last year, like it's a world of difference. And I think you're going to see the creativity because a lot of people say, oh, a run-based offense isn't creative or it has to be 5 wide, spread them out and all that stuff. But now you're going to see what Arthur Smith is working with from a formational standpoint and a matchup standpoint, because I always say, as much as I don't like Kyle Shanahan as a person for real, he just seems like he has a punchable face. But I feel like he's one of the best play callers that I've ever seen live. And I think that Arthur Smith this year, he could put himself in that conversation, given what he's working with and given the mindset he's going into this season with.
If they went 14 personnel, who's the 4th tight end? Because we're looking at cuts, right?
Yeah. So it would probably be Parker Hesse, I would believe, because he kind of moonlight between fullback to H-back type guy. So you got Jonnu, Kyle, Michael Pruitt. That's his guy, and Parker Hesse. Yeah, probably Parker Hesse.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I heard that and I was like, ooh, Jarvis thinks they're keeping 4 tight ends. Who's that guy going to be?
It's not going to be John Fitzpatrick. I can tell you that much right now. Like, I'm sorry, John. Yeah. Man, that's a nice little tight end room.
Yeah. Because that's the part of the preseason we're in now, where it's like, all right, starters probably aren't going to play anymore. We know who the starters are at almost every position. All right, back into the roster. Who gets cut?
Yes. That's what we are, man. And it's going to be really interesting because I really feel like they don't know who their swing tackle is going to be. I know, this is where we are in preseason. Talking about a backup tackle. Yes, I get it. But I think when you talk about Josh Miles, who I thought was fine, when they subbed him in because Jalen Mayfield didn't even look like he knew what the hell he was doing. And then, and Tyler Vrabel as well. Tyler Vrabel had a solid game. I guess he was fine, all right.
I defer to you. Hey.
I'm not going to sit there and act like I really dug that deep into Tyler Vrabel because I haven't been paying attention to him that much. But when you think about going into this last game, like this really feels like or smells like to me that I would not be surprised if they went the veteran route, made that phone call and saying, or they were paying attention heavily to their waiver wire.
Is the swing tackle on the team currently? Because my answer would be no. I don't think that he is. I think that he is a name that you probably don't know, that Arthur Smith knows, that maybe he had as a backup in Tennessee or something like that, ends up not making it on his team and the Falcons go get him. It's a boring conversation, but it's such an important guy because
it is.
Jake Matthews got hurt and Jalen Mayfield had to play left tackle. You would lose that game. You're going to lose. You're going to lose the game. So
they had to take him out because they wanted to get a good look in the preseason game. They couldn't get a good look because he didn't know what he looked like. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. On a good day, just like I can't even talk right now.
He probably wouldn't even be on the team if they didn't need bodies for the game on Thursday.
Yeah, and that's truly unfortunate when you're talking about a 3rd round pick in the first draft of your coaching, general managing regime.
Not good.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, we hope you guys And we thank you guys for sticking around with ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tanitra. We got Andy Bunker filling in today. All you everydayers, if you like what Andy Bunker's been doing, go ahead and drop a comment in that comment box. We appreciate you guys in advance. And, don't say nothing crazy, man. Like, we want the man to come back. I rock with y'all. That's my man. This is my man right here. So
just don't tell me.
Yeah. Just don't say anything. Like you said, like your mama say, if you ain't got anything good to say, don't say anything at all.